Good day everyone. Welcome back to our CSS properties session. So here we are going to discuss about the color and different background properties. So the first one is color, how to define or give color to our web page. So as we already know that we can use the color or give different values the colors in three different ways. They are just giving the color names as such, or you can use the hex value combinations for the red, blue, green combination. That is, each of the paired values suggests one color, and combining these values you will get a perfect or a clear color. So the next one is, you can also use this in the RBG, just in the values, just giving numerical values till 255. That means this is also red, green, blue. So the first value goes to the red and second for the green, and third value represents the blue. So when combining this, as here it is, I am giving the red only. So like that you can also change the color. So these are the three different ways you can add or give the color to the color CSS property and thus to our web page. So here I used body. That means here what it suggests to what is the thing that is written or what is to be there in the body, that should be there or that should have the color of red. And this H1 I have given another color. That means only for the thing that is written inside the H1 should be, or the heading should be represented in this color or displayed in this color. And p.x, that means I've got a paragraph and I have declared it with a class selector. So that's name here is ex. So when we call it or when we use p angular brackets p class is equal to ex, then whatever thing we have written inside, that will be displayed in this combined color. So these are the ways that you can add the CSS property called color to our HTML page. So the next one is background image. So as we all know that we have been coming in contact many of these the websites and web pages. As you can see, they are not only the normal web pages, they will be having many different kinds and ways in these background are presented or displayed. So that's it, we are going to use in this. That means the background image. Here we are going to consider the image of the background, which image should be there if I need to add a image to my web page. So background image is a CSS property that helps you to add a image in the background. So head, we started with head, style, and inside we can see here I wrote a dot my bg. That means dot is actually what? A class selector. So the name is as my bg, that means my background. So since I haven't written anything in the left side of this dot, it suggests wherever you need these CSS or these properties, you just need to mention that element along with the class is equal to the class name. So if you need to add this image of URL unleashed.pg jpg into your heading tag, all you need to do is just open the heading tag in the body, then do what? Class is equal to, give the class name there, then write what you have to display in that. It will automatically give this background image into the heading portion also. So wherever you need to add this background image, such as paragraphs or some division, wherever it can be easily done using this background image CSS property. And normally this is given this value using URL unleash the power.jpg. So this is an already existing image in the page, so I used using this URL to get that image. So this how to define the image have already discussed. It's nothing, just to write wherever you need to add this in this format, that's all. So the next one is background color. So as we done the image, you can also change. If you don't need some images there, you just can change a little variations in the white to an ash or as you like. So that kinds of simple colors or distinct colors you can add using these background color property of the CSS into your web page background. So how this is normally done? So here you can see I have started from the body and style is written in or along with the element here. So that means what? This is actually a representation or an example for an inline CSS. Okay, so as we all know that this is this inline CSS property, or this is why how I mentioned background color property into my page. So just mentioned it. Let's get into this clearly. So I've written something in my body tag as h1 and p. That means I have a heading and I have a paragraph. So both I have given these styles. That means both of these should be changed to some specific property that is mentioned in that inside this style. So what is that? For the heading, the background color should be powder blue, and just close that heading. Then write what thing you have to write in the have to display in the heading, that this is a heading. So this is all, this is just a text. Whatever text we write here, that will be displayed in the style that we have mentioned along with the HTML element or the element along with the style there. Okay, so thus I wrote my some text here and I just closed the heading tag too. So keep in mind that where in the inline CSS, before closing the starting tag itself, you must add the style, then only the style works. See, I started the angular bracket and h1, then I've added my style CSS property here, then only I stopped or just closed the starting tag only. So then I wrote something to display there and then I closed the ending tag also. So keep in mind, and that should be done clearly and correctly. So same way you can use style for the paragraph, and I am going to add a color of this hex value to my background color. So whatever things be there in your paragraph, it can be a number of different paragraphs, a set of different paragraphs, or whatever things there be in the paragraph, the background of that paragraph should be or will be displayed in the color that we have given here. Okay, so this is all about background color property of the CSS. So now we just gone through color, how to define the color in or give the color along or using the CSS, and also background image and also the background color to our web page. Likewise, there are some more elements regarding this, or you can change in the background itself. They are background repeat. That means what? Whatever image that or whatever things that we have added using the CSS style should never repeat. If you, for example, if you are just writing a code to add a background image to your page and just load it, you can see that it will be, if it is size is not mentioned correctly, it will be there just in a small size or piece will be aligned somewhere, some corner of your web page. Okay, so that is not a that's not a seek for our web page development time. So this is not a good practice too. So we have to, or it can be in order to avoid the repetition there too, you have to use this background repeat attribute of CSS. Then only along with the value no repeat, then only it will not, or the image will never repeat again. One image will be there all over our web page to which size you mention. Okay, so the background attachment is in next one. That means what? As you already know that you have been using many more websites or pages, and you will scroll down to reach the top and last of that pages. So you can see that you can scroll the whole area like that. You can also add that feature using this background attachment. So that means if we are giving the value fixed, the attachment or the web page will be there fixed. If you are using the scroll value to this background attachment property, that will be, or you can scroll the background as well. So next one is background size. As we have mentioned that since if you are adding some of the images or something to our additionally to our web page, so that will be sometimes in the shortest form or in the precise form. So in order to get in fully or occupied with your background or web page size or full space, what you have to do, you have to also mention the background size. And it can be if you are using the background size, you can use the 100 percentage values. This is 100%. 100%, that means it will be full of its width and size, that will be covered totally if you are giving like these percentage values. Or you can use the cover, simply cover value. So what will happen, that will automatically cover the whole space in the web page as a background. So background position is the next one. As we already told that you have, when we are using some of the images or some special things to our as the background property or as the background attribute, you have to position it well, otherwise that will be moved some of the corners. Or for some cases, if you have to add a specific background to a specific location, you can use this too. Like for some area, you can use a different color and with a different matter in that. For that, you can use this background position. And for in a table, if you can adding something in the sidebar or towards the right corner of the page, what you can do, you can just use this background position towards right, and you can also add a different color to that background using the background color property. So thus you can just partition that section of the total web page size, and to mention something there, we can easily catch it too. So these are the normal applications and are the CSS properties that you can use in your web page creation only on for these background itself. So let's see most of these things, how we can define or how we can give the values. As usual, you have started with your head and style, and inside we are going to do our or add our CSS. So I just wrote the body, that means so this is actually a HTML element. So whatever be the styles or things written inside these will be automatically applied to that element or that HTML element only. So here I am aiming that all my CSS properties should be displayed into my body portion of the web page. That means everything should be displayed as such in the web page. So as we can see, everything is about what background. So I used a background image, whatever it be, just mention it like this. And background, so I have used an image. So in order to get no repetition of this, I have used background repeat as not repeat. Then background attachment, I don't need any scrolling function here, so I just used a fixed value here. Then background size, that means I used here is the cover value, that means it will be spreaded all over our web page, occupy the whole space of the web page. So these all are the properties I have given to my web page background details. So when I write something about like normally open the body tag, then write all these things, everything will be there displayed along with these all properties too. So these all are the different ways that you can use color and background properties, including background color, repeat, attachment, size, position, etc. And one more thing, if this is actually whenever you have to use a specific area to focus, you can choose any of these and mention how to be done there or how to be displayed there out that portion only. If you're focusing only on a single web page and a single portion of total of all in a single space, what all you have to do is just write the background only as the CSS property. So normally, as we have already seen how we normally define the color property, color CSS property there, likewise you can also use this background only. That means this background as the CSS property and without using these kinds of extras. So what is the advantage there? You can add every of these values together in the same background CSS property itself. So how we define? Just open, if I'm going to add everything to my body part or something have to display in my web page. So I just started, I have to only mention not specifically to somewhere, I just want to add everything to the page itself. So body, I have started with the body tag or body element, so everything should be given to this tag. Okay, so body and I just opened the braces, and inside that just remove these all things, and all you need to do just to write the background and use this to display each of these properties. Never ever you have to use these kinds of image, repeat, attachment, size. All you have to need is just to write the background, then colons, full colon, then use what, if you have to add an image, just write the name of that image. Then as if you do not need any repetition there, just write the no repeat value there. And like that, if you have to use a scroll function there, then just write the scroll value there. And if you have to cover the size up to how much according to these percentage values or whatever it be, just mention that too, only the values. Okay, doesn't need to add each of these in specific CSS properties all together in the background property itself. So that's a normal way we are using, but only to mention everything and how to define, I just written everything simply like this. Or otherwise what you can do, just write the background, then add each of the properties, different styles of properties to that, and just run it. So this is all about today's session. Thank you.